Good morning. The weather is warmed up. It's 7 degrees Celsius. The wind is low, so and the snow hasn't melted yet. I need to get this done before the snow melts, because when you live in an area where it's you get a lot of snow, it's important in the spring to pay attention to where your snow melts first. Now here along the south-facing wall of my house, these cold frames were covered in snow all winter. And unfortunately, a lot of the glass broke. Even with this little bit of glass, this area gets really warm. So on the south-facing wall, the snow will melt against the wall and it'll melt out further and further, indicating that this is the warmest area. And you see the same thing all the way down here. I've changed my idea. I've made these frames because I wanted to grow melons. I've decided against that for now because I want to up my food production and I want to concentrate on things that will grow in my climate first. Once you start fighting with other things, I don't know, I might put some in the sunroom just because I have the sunroom. But out here, what I'm planning on doing now is putting a sunflower, tomato, all the way down on both sides of the bay window. And then underplanting them with nasturtiums. I think that will look really nice. I'll remove all this glass and I'll have a nice planting here. I have to watch what comes up here. Let's look closely and see if there's anything coming up now. See, that's just a regular weed there. I don't see any cabbage plants starting to grow. But remember, there was all that seed that would have fell. That's something that I want. Oh! There he is. Right there. There's the cabbage. Another one there. Another one there. So there's cabbage starting to grow here now. Here's the buds that are enlarging on the lilac. So I had to record that when I go in. Don't have my notepad with me. There's no sign of anything on the snowball bush yet. So far as I know, the only thing I have here that's perennial is the bulbs, the crocuses. And there's one there. Here's your second crocus. Something coming up there. I'm assuming that's a crocus, but I have to wait for it to flower. Nice bunch there. The purple one over here. Mostly in this area, the way the wind is, down on this end by the front fence, I get this wind, the snow drifted away. And so this is part of the reason why there's no snow on the ground right here now. I need to cut down all the sunflowers. I will cut them off at ground level and then I'll chop them in little pieces, bring them up to the compost bin. I'll leave the roots in the ground. surprisingly enough, none of the seeds has been touched in this. I don't know if that's an indication. I mean, the shucks are fully formed on a lot of them. Don't know if that's an indication that the seeds have not been fully formed or what. And once again, this is an area that has less snow during the winter, but it builds up there. It blows back under the tree and along here. And another thing I have to do sooner rather than later, oh, that bit of wind might be causing some noise. Snowshoe hares have gotten to the point where they're starting to chew on everything now. And I got my doubts whether this tree is going to live. So what I'm going to do, and as I mentioned in the last video about those two pieces of tree that I had covered in the cups, this is what it was. It was off this tree. And I'm going to take a couple more of the new growth from last year and try and clone it. So the snowshoe hares were chewing on this. This is the highest they ate on it. So you could have stood up on hind legs to do this. But here you would have been just hopping along. So the snow, the depth of the snow was about right here during the winter. Here's one of the lavender that I mentioned. As you can see, he's just a small thing. The one that I tasted is over there. He's a little bigger. I did put some bulbs around here, and some of them are up just a little bit. There's the oregano that's coming back. The shade of the camera is in the way. And one strawberry plant. That's an ever-bearing strawberry there. Yes, the maple buds are starting to enlarge. The leaves will be coming out soon. This is my other pear tree, and as you can see, they done damage to that as well. That's not going to live. Right up to here. And so maybe I'll take a couple of these. It's a new growth from last year, and put them in to clone the tree as well. You see, I've been saying that the animals, they don't bother with my fruit trees. This tree has been sitting here for almost 20 years, never touched. But this year, they've got that branch rind right out. I'm going to take down this apple tree anyway, but... And over there as well. Getting too many snowshoe hares around, that's all. And now this is something I need to record to make a good point in a later video, but as you can see, the snow is all melted up here. So this is the slope going up to the apple tree up on the cliff. And if we swing around, it was gone first over right here by the birch trees and all along the bank. Now it's starting to melt back from the bank, and if you get over to my vegetable garden, which is flat level ground, well, almost flat level ground, it's still covered in snow. And you can see how much snow is up around the quad there. So fairly soon, the snow will all be gone. On that vegetable bed, the snow never did get up quite as far as that little house I have the temperature monitor in. So if it had melted evenly, then the snow should have been completely gone on this patch now. There was a year, so here's the cellar door right there. Just to the left of the cellar door, that's where I got a watermelon to ripen one year. It's very warm there as well. So now that's facing southeast, that portion. And all the way along here, we're facing southeast. And then when we get to the birch, it's curves till you get over here and you're facing straight south. This as shade in the morning. This as shade, as sun up until the sun starts to go down in the afternoon. And then when you get over here, you've got afternoon shade. So I wanted to give you that run around outside just to show you how the snow melts in my area. And of course we can see that the cabbage has started to sprout there. It is April the 18th now. Our last frost date is May the 31st. So that puts us 6 weeks till the last frost date. According to my documentation, I should be planting the cole crops now, which includes cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower. I have the baby choy cabbage. That's a Chinese cabbage that I didn't get to grow well last year, so I don't know what that's like to eat yet. So I got to plant that. This is also, it says it's container friendly, so maybe I should grow a couple in some small containers. Romanesco broccoli, Arcadia broccoli, Cabbage Red Express. For me, that done well last year, as I am still learning how to get good cabbage. This one did the best. Early Copenhagen Market. That's the one that grew in that cold frame out there. It overwintered and grew its second year. And now it's sprouting out there. So I may or may not need to have some of these started inside, but we'll see. I'll plant these, and if I don't need them, maybe I'll give them away. Kill Blue Curled Scotch. I think that's the one I have here. I didn't put a label in it. And Kale Dwarf Green Curled. The echinacea that I had grown, it doesn't seem like it's going to be doing very well. So I'm going to plant another set. And the other thing I have today, I mentioned earlier the nasturtiums. So I have 2 packs. Nasturtium seeds are quite large. So I am going to put them in here. And I'm going to put them in soil only when they sprout. Now this is the capsule that the Osage orange was in. And when I opened this to see about putting those seeds in, the last seed had sprouted. So 100% of the Osage orange seeds sprouted for me, and I just put it in the soil just now. I'll put the nasturtiums in here first. Give it a little bit of water. That's getting a little dry now. It's been there a long time. $70 seeds total. Let's spray the top of them. Now I'll check in on them tomorrow and see how much they swelled up and see if I should spray the top again. Getting them in the capsule like this, the humidity might be enough to keep them all nice and moist and get them to sprout. I have 4 empty rows in here. 3 empty rows, I should say. So I'll put echinacea in one of them. I put 3 seeds per cell. There's my little paintbrush dibber. And I guess now I'm going to do the cabbages. I have 2 different cabbages, so I'll put Copenhagen Market in one and Red Express in the other. Bit of water on top. And I'll put them up there. Now I have 5 rows set up in this one. What am I doing? I was only supposed to be doing 1 row, wasn't I? Broccoli Romanesco, that's another one they say is good in pots. So I will probably put a couple in pots. Now I'll put that up there. And I guess I might as well mention I had gone to the store and a set of bulbs accidentally fell in my cart. L-A-A-T-R-I-S. I don't know how to pronounce that. It says Blazing Star. I thought it was a nice looking flower that I could spread out along the front fence, outside of the fence. I have Kennebec potatoes, Russet Gold Rush, and Norland Red. I will be able to recognize Yukon Gold that I have out in the cellar, so that wasn't a necessity for me to buy those. So I have 4 varieties of potato that now I will know the variety and I can do a comparison and taste test, that type of thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, and I hope to see you in the next video.